The other thing that I think is very important that I keep hammering home is the fact that you reserve the right to change your opinion. We all, and also don't make it feel like you are deriding somebody if they make a point that makes sense. Because two things can be true. You have the right to challenge somebody and question where their thoughts are coming from. Like if somebody just states some BS, you can ask them why. Why? Where are you getting this information from? Where's the source of the data? How did you come up with this thing that you just, spouted out? You are allowed to do that. But also, if somebody makes an argument that is convincing or a point that is convincing and that you actually agree with, it's okay to accept that. To be like, okay, I agree with some part of that, or I agree fully with your point. I don't think nothing is wrong with that. We hold the power to change our opinions when new data is presented or new information is presented. I mean, overall, we are always growing. Our environments are always changing. We don't, although we think we come up with most things ourselves, we are like, society shares information across the board. That's how most of our thoughts are formed. Like you watching this video, you might not think about it. It might influence you to think differently. And this line of thinking, I probably got it from somewhere else and pieced together from other thoughts and reading in different videos and so forth and so on and glue it together. To me, that line of thinking makes sense. So I adapt it and I question why it makes sense. You are allowed to do the same thing. If a train of thought doesn't really make sense, but you are forced to conform to it, and even you don't even agree with it. That's the worst part. Somebody says something, you don't agree with it, but you are forced to conform to their idea just to be liked. I think a lot of that is going on as well, or just for likes, comments, and shares, you know, which is also one thing that's going on, or just for like the sake of just for creating a charade, because I think that exists as well. Like that's part of the internet. People create chaos just so they can. People, your fear, your emotion, you getting mad is one of the strongest emotions that you can evoke. That's why platforms like Facebook, all these platforms. So I'm not gonna call out any specific ones. All these platforms try to serve you things that will get you to be angry, because that's one of the strongest response that we have as human beings. Get you to be angry, get you to be mad, get you the information that get you to have a stronger reaction, because when it does, you are more likely to comment. Oh, I do blah, 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 blah. Whatever. You are more likely to do that. That's the other thing. Have control over your emotions. That can be hard sometimes, because not everything that comes across you means that you're gonna show restraint, or you're gonna try to analyze it before you speak out. But sometimes you have to analyze that information and say, this person, he's known for like saying this garbage, or he's known for inciting this type of response from people. Sometimes people are just looking for a response, which is something that I don't do like the rage baiting crap, which is something that I do like with my friends. Like if I'm saying a joke to them and I know what would get them to respond to that joke, I will say it, and then you say it again, and you keep saying it until you get a rise out of them. You do that with your friends, like in a joking manner. But people take this further and they do it online. Like when you are cracking jokes with your friends, and you say certain things that that they will respond to because you know them as friends. But people, they understand you behind the camera, you at home, they understand what will get a rise out of you. And you as the viewer or the ingester of that information, you have to decipher for yourself that not all information is good information that should be taken in. Which is for me something that I do. When somebody says something, I swear that I listen. I listen to most things, but not everything is ingested. Which is the other point that I want to make regarding this topic. It's besides the fact that you do have the right to change your opinions when new information presents itself, we are living in the age of information literacy, where you have to be literate. You have to try to be literate. quite literally, on how to decipher information. There's the age of being literate for reading, and there's the age of being technology literate. And I think the other term that needs a lot more attention is information, being able to decipher information correctly, being information literate, seeing something, right, and recognizing it for what it is, or recognizing it that it isn't true, which is going to be even more important now that we have AI and we have all these things that can simply fabricate information out of thin air. We have the AI videos, the Sora videos. Like, we literally cannot trust the things that we are seeing, and we have to become more information literate, asking ourselves, can I trust this information? Where is this information coming from? Are there any other sources that is verifying this information? Because if you're just seeing it on Twitter and you're taking it to be factual, we already cooked. We are cooked already. But I'm just saying that we need to, I don't know how we make this happen. I don't personally have a framework that I can share with you, besides the fact that, when I see something, I don't take it at face value. When I see a piece of information, I do not take it at face value. I try to verify it from other sources. Is there anywhere else that this information is being posted? And also the two-side thing, which is why it sucks, why we need more sides to this thing, is try to see what the other side is saying about it. Take both of the sides. Who is reporting it fairly? Because a lot of people, they just take their information from one source, one location, and their biases just grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And when they are presented with new factual information that could possibly save their lives, or who researched and studied, they decline it because the information that they were getting over here has ballooned so much that they cannot accept this new information, or it challenges them so much that it just makes no sense for them to accept this new information. And I think more and more that's going to be a thing for our future, specifically when AI starts writing our news articles, which I'm sure is going to come. When AI starts writing our news articles, start doing our reporting, it's going to be really hard to decipher the truth from fiction, honestly. And maybe we could invent some kind of app, that signals from sources that, like, okay, this is AI. I mean, you can copy and paste things now into certain website and they'll tell you whether or not the reading is AI. But I think it should come pre-built into most of these, big social media platforms or news platforms. Like, this article was written by AI, or this article was written with the assistance of AI, or this article is 100% AI. This video is AI, like, by law required, because it's gonna become harder and harder for us to decipher what is truth versus what is fiction.